recently close friend of the show, Shark3ozero, came under some fire from some very interesting people, an interesting group of rapscallions, mostly bread tubers, who, kind of rallied along with their followers on Twitter to start some kind of hate campaign against him for some reason. I don't know the finer details of what happened, but what I can tell you is that Shark3ozero is a very, very good person. He's a great friend of mine, and I found him on Twitch. It's funny. It's a little bit parasocial. I found him on Twitch, so we're not like we didn't start as IRL friends, but we became friends over the time that I've been streaming, which has been nice. It's been a pleasure to get to know him, and I've noticed that like he avoids drama like nothing else, like nothing else. Uh, he is so drama averse that like when Vosh gets into shit with like Professor Flowers or whoever else, like I don't recall him talking about it that much. Uh and he kind of just does his own thing. Like he's his own little island. He doesn't try to get Vosh's attention. He doesn't try to, you know, you're kind of IRL friends. I mean, we are now, but we didn't start that way. Anyway, point being, I've known Shark to be a great person and a great advocate for leftism and gay and trans rights and everything else that comes with leftism. He did make a vid about the Professor Flowers drama back in 2021. Okay, well, I didn't know that. Anyway, he is one of the most reasonable and nice people and level-headed people that I've had the pleasure of knowing. He's a great friend, and I absolutely loathe the people that went after him. And I will admit I have bias in this conversation, don't get me wrong. But the type of people who went after him are the type of people who literally side with Nazis. Like they just do. Because I remember one person in particular whom I will not name that is just anti-miscegenation. Like he just is anti-miscegenation. He doesn't want he doesn't want white people having kids with black people because he says that is helping the cause of white supremacy, which is supremely stupid. Because if you've ever seen a white supremacist talk before, you would know that they are horribly racist against mixed race people. Like terrible. They call it it's called the one drop rule. Like if you have a single drop of tainted blood or whatever the fuck in your body, then like you're not white or whatever. Now that's had to change over time because as they've found out, unless you're literally fucking your cousins, eventually there's going to be some non-pure blood that's going to leak in there. So they've had to kind of revisit the definition a little bit. But, my point is people like this are not to be taken seriously. Here's what I honestly think of people like this. They have positions that, they've came up with that they've been affirmed in their friend group with, right? Something like, something subtle, like, I wish that white people would just sit down and listen to black people, right? Reasonable enough. But then that kind of festers and that turns into like, white people are never more correct than black people. White people are inherently inferior to black people. Even these are positions that they'll never say directly, by the way. Just doing like the opposite of Nazism, basically. To the extent that they will now say, like, we have to preserve a future for black children. Where does that sound familiar from, right? So I think they just dig themselves into these holes. And unfortunately, because most of them are black, white liberals will come in, they'll swoop in and basically just uphold this, right? You saw Noah Samson liking some weird tweets. Jesse Gender was a big one who was liking tweets that basically that called Shark the C slur, the actual C slur, right? You guys know which one. And it's disgusting. It's just gross. Like, just because you're black does not mean that you're correct. And on top of that, even if that is your take, Shark is also black. So where does that leave us? Like, they're just upset that Shark is not buying into the same narrative that every other black person is that's in that circle of breadtube, right? So it doesn't make any sense, but, they have their very special views, I guess, and those views just happen to be, kind of freaky, kind of fucked up. Jessie Gender's response was the most disappointing. I don't know if I saw that in her most recent vid. Yeah, I don't know if I saw that. I'm not like deep into the drama. All I know is that the types of people who are against Shark right now are, I know a few of them, and they're not good people. They're just not. They're really not. He's the wrong kind of black. Exactly. He's what they call an Oreo. I'm not kidding, by the way. Like, they literally say that he's like, I don't know if they've directly said this, but they basically call him an Oreo, where it's like black on the outside, white on the inside, right? Like, that's their view of him. That he's caping for white people, that he's like the whitest black person, which is just gross. You know, Shark's his own man, okay? He says his own shit. He has his own opinions and beliefs, and they're good ones. And he just wants everybody to get along and for the world to be a better place. He doesn't agree with Vosh on everything. He doesn't agree with me on everything. And he's even spoken out against Vosh before. He's said that Vosh has had some bad takes, which he has. Everyone does, okay? But like, to sit here and say that he's like caping, yeah, an Oreo would be the nice way that they refer to him. But to sit here and say that he's like caping for Vosh, like, of all people to come down on for that, Shark? Really? Yeah, they called him an house N-word. A house N-word, yeah. So, yeah, Shark is in fact the goodest of streamers. He's my personal favorite streamer, so I gush a little bit over him. And then, like I said, I am biased, but he's my favorite streamer for a reason. So, you know, like, he's doing such good work. He's supremely funny and entertaining. And honestly, I think a big part of it is that they're just fucking jealous of how entertaining he is. Not gonna lie. I think that's a part of it. Because he's seen like really big growth numbers on YouTube. Not so, he has on Twitch, but mostly on YouTube. I mean, he just hit 100,000 subscribers. Like, good for him, man. That's a fucking amazing. All right. And I think they're just jealous. And so what they do is they lash out because they're not funny. They're not entertaining. So the only way that they can even maintain a modicum of clout is to just be a piece of shit to other people, you know? And then you get people who, you know, do make good content, like FD Signifier, like Jesse Gender. But their fans are not that funny, are not that entertaining. And so, like, they go after Shark. I don't know what I'm saying. Editor, cut this out. Point being, I don't know. I kind of started rambling there. Sorry, it's been a minute. He's just a cool guy. If any of them started streaming, they'd fail so hard. Yeah, streaming's hard, man. Like, it's hard to sit here and be entertaining. I don't even think that sometimes I'm that entertaining, you know? It's hard. And then you're like second guessing yourself. You watch people like come in and immediately leave, and it's discouraging. And you have to have a personality. You have to be entertaining to do this shit. And it's all live. So if you have a bad take, people jump on that shit like goddamn flies on shit, right? BreadTubers could never do what Shark does. He's just a genuinely funny, entertaining person. And they're just jealous, frankly. I think they're just jealous. And it's sad. I really do wish that we could just come together as one leftist community and just get shit done. But, you know, you have people like BreadTubers, I won't name anybody specific, and their supporters, who just don't want to get anything done. And I'll be honest with you, I think that they like it that way. I think in a weird way, they want this status quo to stay. Because if this status quo goes away and people get the rights that they want, that they've been fighting for, that leftism has been fighting for a very long time, if people get those rights, they don't get to virtue signal anymore, right? They don't get to sit here and scold people. Because that's what they do. They just scold people for not being woke enough, for not being left enough, right? They want to be lefter than thou. But they can't do that if we achieve our goals. So they constantly are pushing against us, fighting back with basically in line with the conservatives, intentionally or not. And it's just so gross, and I can't stand it. And I have no time for people who call themselves leftist and yet at every single fucking turn are getting in the way. They are nothing but a wrench in the cogs of leftism. And they need to just be moved away from us. I will block on sight. Like, I don't even want to debate you. I don't want anything to do with you. Just disgusting people all around. And I just hope that you go away and deactivate all your accounts and never say another word again until you have a nice long look at what the fuck you're doing. If you're watching this on YouTube, thank you so much for watching. Please be sure to hit the like button if you enjoyed the video. Subscribe if you want to see more. Hit the notification bell to be notified when I upload. You can join my channel membership at youtube.com/AlecGunther/TTV/join for only 99 cents a month. That's less than the price of a blowjob from your mom. You can be part of the channel membership program and you will get early access content, as well as a sweet badge next to your name and exclusive emojis in the comments that nobody else gets. Thank you again, and I will see you all in the next video.